Hey, Vulture fans, welcome back to our Creators X series. We're coming to you from Paris this week, which is very exciting. Have a new guest from a very familiar company, Syam. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Fellow Seahawks fan, just got to open with this. Are you still reveling in our victory from the Super Bowl?
Well, it's been a wonderful year. Seahawks won the Super Bowl. I'm a Hoosier.
Yeah.
We won the football championship. So absolutely yes.
So are you just the magic fairy dust?
And to make it a triple, my son is going to Michigan, and they won the NCAA basketball championship. So great year.
You're just a family of winners.
That's good. Yeah.
And a city of winners. I absolutely love that. How much does having a winning mentality help you and the team be successful?
I think it's important. Like it's both having a winning
Yeah.
mentality as well as being vulnerable. Like I see vulnerability as a courage. Having a beginner's mindset and being able to be a self-critique of yourself actually creates a winning mentality. So I think it's very critical understanding what customers need to win in their business outcomes, as well as us as providers, what do we need to do? So I think it's super important.
I think it is important, and I like that you described vulnerability as bravery. It's a beautiful way to put it. I think, frankly, in our space, it's never been more important in that way. And just going right into it, you shared something very vulnerable with me right before this started. You applied AI in a very unique capacity as your father was passing this fall. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my father, thanks for asking. My father was a very healthy person, actually much more healthier than me, but suddenly he got into this bout of a relapse where he needed to be admitted in the hospital. We were finding it really hard to understand what he was going through. And while we were getting, specialist reports, there was no cohesiveness in terms of understanding it. So I actually used AI to analyze the data and provide additional information that helped me and our family actually kind of feel at peace in understanding what he was going through and providing him the best care that was possible. So I think, that was an example for me in terms of how powerful these tools can be and how we can put it to use, helping us become better people in the world, right? So it was a little bit hard at that time, but I do believe having that additional tool helped me understand what he was going through, provided care, and be empathetic to the situation, and also take my family along.
Yeah. Do you feel like that made it better or easier for you to communicate too? Because that's a pretty tense and heartbreaking time.
Yes, it did. It did. In many ways, and especially for me, I am an extreme introvert, so I don't like to communicate about things unless I have to do from a professional capacity.
You wouldn't know talking to you, by the way. You're doing great.
Thank
You're
you.
faking it well.
Thank you. So, and when situations like this happen, while I cherish being vulnerable, it's a time where you need a lot of energy. Having a tool like that actually helped me overcome some of that, provide clarity to myself as well as provide clarity to the rest of my family. Because there's a lot of complex information that we had to synthesize and simplify and provide as an explanation.
yeah.
So it was very helpful.
The medical lexicon is an entirely different language,
Absolutely.
quite
Yeah.
frankly. I mean, bless all the doctors out there. But I bet that made it feel less like a black box or less like a, I don't know. It gave you something to give you a little bit of a sense of purpose too throughout that process.
It did. It did both provide a sense of purpose. It also created, I wasn't using the tool to actually replace the doctors or what they were providing as the right guidance. But it gave me a little bit more of, if I may say it, it may sound a little superficial using AI, but it helped me humanize myself in that particular situation. So it was actually very helpful from that standpoint.
Yeah, I think when we use them right, these tools can humanize us.
Yeah.
And I think we'd both agree that the world needs empathy just as much as it needs anything else right now, without question. Tell me about the 2% improvement rule.
Yeah, so I learned this from a leader I worked for some time ago, and it to me felt like one of the easiest things we can do. Look, we all in professional life as well as in personal life, we talk about continuous improvement. Mm-hmm. But one of the biggest challenges for us as human beings is change. Change management is hard. We are all built based on our experiences, our upbringing, our learning, experiential learning. So the 2% rule basically says, look, if each one of us think about just improving 2%, it seems like a very small percentage on a week-to-week basis. The compounding value of that is 180% plus improvement. So I use this in my own personal life and professional life. Every evening, I have a habit of reflecting on what went well, what did I do, and I always look at it on a weekly basis. Can I improve just myself 2%? Look, it's a hard thing. I wouldn't claim I've been able to do it every week, but the fact that I have an open mind, and I'm asking everybody to have an open mind to think about self-improvement, actually creates the entire humankind thinks like that. I think you actually have a much different and better goal for every one of us.
What are you working on improving right now?
There are several. Some of them are a journey in itself. Right? I'll be vulnerable again. While I talked to you about how I'm an introvert, and part of that introversion shows up in my lack of energy when I go back home, because I spend a lot of time and energy at work. So when I go back home, I'm impatient. I don't have time to deal with it. So my son, for example, is going through probably one of the biggest moments of his life. He's graduating high school, he's going to college, and I've not been able to show up as the best dad as I could have, or I should be. So I'm trying to improve myself and becoming a better dad for him, better friend for him, and a better better dad for my daughter.
That is beautiful. Do you want to say hi to them?
Hello. Look, I think they know this, but not just that I love them, but I am thoroughly invested in them, that I want to make sure that I am a better person for them. And they will be better people for the entire world.
Absolutely. Wow, Syam, you're a really special person. What do you hope that, yeah, I mean that. What do you hope all the hard work you're doing right now, and I feel you on that tension. My boyfriend's standing here on the back end of the production side and gets both sides of me as well. Sometimes very work version, and I know what you mean when it almost feels like your elastic is too stretched and you can't quite show up in the same glowing way as you might. What do you hope that all the hard work you're doing right now does for your kids, not just in the near term, but say 20, 30 years from now?
I honestly think, look, one thing that I have learned is we all strive to be better people, better citizens of the country, better citizens of the community. I think that's the best thing that we can hope for. So, look, I'm ambitious in my career. I wanted to achieve a lot. I'm pretty sure my kids want to charter their own courses and they're ambitious. But if they can make a positive impact on the society they live in, that's what I would expect you to do. And it may sound like a cliche, but I think it's Occam's razor. Just think about the simplest solution you want. Simplest is just become better people. All of these tools, the technology, is to make sure that we have a better world that we live in.
I think if we all just strive to do that and led with a little more empathy, we might not have some of the challenges that we have in our world.
Yeah.
I think it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Well, I know you have a very busy schedule today, and I have been informed of that. So thank you for taking the time to sit down with me right now. More importantly, thank you for sharing with heart and for being vulnerable. If you had told me that an introvert was going to come on the show and talk about two deeply personal family matters, I might not have believed you, but you brought the bravery and the vulnerability today. So thank you, Syam.
Thank you for having me. Look, introversion is all about recognizing that I'm an introvert and I may need a lot of time to gain energy later, but thank you for the opportunity to share. Hopefully, we'll all learn from each other's experiences. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thank you.
I can guarantee people are going to learn from you today, Syam. Thank you so much. And thank all of you for tuning in to our Creators X series here, coming to you from Paris, France this week. My name's Savannah Peterson. Thanks for coming to learn with us.